In the previous video, we saw how we can create jewelry, so how we can do jewelry design in MUDBOX using different types of sculpting and essentially sculpting details, sculpting using images and really fine details on our really small objects and accessories. So we can do apparel design, clothing design, jewelry design in MUDBOX, and we can work with sculpting using the sculpting layers and the various sculpting tools. In this video, we're gonna focus instead in the painting. So how we can use painting in MUDBOX and also how we can add details using painting. And we can work using paint in 2D and also in 3D. So again, with the stamp tool, the stencil, we applied some graphics here and we use some images like logos or vector graphics and also textures to create patterns and different types of fabric in the clothing using the sculpt tool again and the stencil and the stamp tools. And we can do essentially the same also with the painting. So let's start from the beginning here, just as we did with the sculpt tools. We're gonna start with really simple operations, really simple actions, and then we will move forward into more complex work with the colors and the materials and the painting. Now, the first thing here we want to do when we start to paint on an object is make sure that that object has a correct UV. Because when we paint, we are working again on a material essentially. So we need to have a base material applied and we need a UV texture. So we need a mapping, we need an unwrap. So let's start here with the standard paintbrush. And you can see that in the properties there, it looks like it looks very similar to the sculpting. And also here we have painting layers as we have sculpting layers for sculpting. So first of all, when we start to paint, usually if it is not an object created in MUDBOX, like this ring that we created in Blender, well, in that case, it's gonna probably ask you to create some UV texture. So first of all, let's define the color, the size, the strength, really similar to the sculpt tool again. But here, in addition, we have also the color, not only the size and the strength, but we can press B for the size and M for the strength. And we can see that if we try to paint on this, it's gonna give us an error down there in the status bar, in the message bar. So it's telling us that this is not a good material if you want to use paint. So as we did also before, we right click and we assign a different material. Now we can move back also to the default material and later we will add more materials. So you can see here that this material doesn't have any layer, any paint layer. So the first time we click, it's going to ask us to create a new paint layer. And this is what we're going to do. So we can give a name to the new layer and we can define a size. And well, essentially we are creating like an empty map. So if we have the map, that's going to be fine. If you don't have the map, there are going to be problems, but we're going to see how to fix it. So, well, here again, just give a name and choose a resolution. Now remember that this is going to be like a texture, so it's going to be like an image, which is going to have pixels, so it's going to have a resolution. So for really small objects, I think that 2K is pretty big, so you can place something small if you want, but I'm going to keep it like in a medium size, so I will choose this 2K size. And again, you have all the information there if you roll over with the mouse. Now for bigger objects, probably want to increase that value. And then you can decide how you want to save it, because you can export texture and maps. You can then re-import it. You can modify them also in Photoshop or Pixar or Canva or GIMP or any graphic design application. So I don't like really much TIFF, but you can use it. You can choose these different formats. I like more PNG, and so I'm gonna use PNG, even though it's 8-bit depth, not 16. It's gonna be fine. And well, if you want like more quality, you can increase to 16-bit, but that's okay. And here on the channel, remember that we are working in the diffuse, which is like the most superficial channel of the material. So we are already working here with material, with maps, with channels. We are creating a texture. We are defining UV maps. So all of this is in the material area. So you can see we have different types of channel, and we're going to talk about this later on. But you have like the bump and the specular and other channels. But right now we're going to start with the simplest one, which is the basic one, which is the diffuse. So now you can see that in the layers we have the first layer and the first channel. So diffuse channel and the first paint layer. So we can start to paint now. Again, let's increase the strength, define the size, and we can see now there is a strange line right there. So it's like we are not allowed to paint on every part of the ring, but only on that like middle part. So this is kind of an issue. We need to fix this. And this is probably due to the UV map. So UV map is strictly related to the texture and the mapping and the painting. So how we can essentially paint on each single part of the object. So what we can do is create UVs there on the UVs and maps. We can create a new UV. We can delete the old UVs, and we can also like recreate. So let's create here a UV. There you go. So it's telling me that I need to go back to level 0 of the subdivisions if I want to do a new map. So this is kind of an automatic process. So I'm just gonna hit page down of my keyboard to go down to level 0 of the subdivisions, and then click again on create UVs. Well, if I want, again, I can also delete the old UVs and then recreate the new ones, or I can just replace the old UVs, or I can like create what are the missing UVs. So in this case, I'm just gonna like replace everything. I'm just gonna create a totally new UV, and I'm gonna keep this to 1. And there you go. So you can see UVs have been created successfully. So if I go in the UV view, this is where I can see what my map looks like. So you can see it's all like exploded, which is not the best thing. But again, this is an automated process. Probably the best thing to do here is to work on the UVs and the unwrapping of the mapping in Blender. But you can see now, if I go back to the 6th level, so to the highest level subdivision, I can now paint without any problems. So as long as it does the trick, that's okay. If we need to paint, that's going to be fine. Now we can use the paintbrush. We have also the erase, so it's straightforward here, just paint and erase. So these are like the basic tools here. The paintbrush, the erase, and the pencil also is pretty similar. So I'm gonna decrease the size, and you can see now I can like a sketch on my 3D model if I do a really tiny size, and also adjust the strength here. Now if I decrease the strength to have that intensity of black, I need to like paint over and over. So try to understand which works for you depending on what you need to do. So you can see now this is more soft, and it's like a smoky effect here. Instead, this one here is stronger. And of course, as usual, as we did with the sculpting, you can play with the size and the strength. And we have all these parameters here. And an important one is fall off. Now, fall off will define like the gradient or the blurriness of the edges. So if you choose this one here, which is kind of without any fall off, it's going to be straight edge. Otherwise, I can use fall offs if I don't want a straight edge of the brush. And I can still use the remember size